Now here's a question that I have. What is the monster? Now we have this guy Varian, the name that we have selected as a villain. Now, is he one of the town's leaders? Is this a sort of like thing where he's using the monster to get rid of people?
Originally, he was going to come from the city and be from the castle, which would be very limited with the budget we have. Probably going to be like a...
It's their budget.
I haven't figured him out. Like, does he appear at the town and he's trying to be a helping hand?
Is he the monster or does he control the monster?
And that's the thing with Monster. Okay, so I don't know if you know this, but I tried to do a short film in film school, and it was going to have a monster in it. I was determined to have a monster that was like a rock monster that shoots spikes and stuff, and it was going to be a real thing, not CGI. And I'm in Hawaii on campus. They don't have plastic, they don't have any plasticine or anything to make a creature out of. Animatronics, don't even get me started on that. They didn't have anything like that. You basically went to college and you just had bare minimum stuff. You could go down to the supermarket and buy stuff, but you couldn't have anything. So I said, no, we're going to have this monster. And I said, I really don't think we should. There's just no way we're going to do it. It's just not going to look good.
So
They actually pulled my project because of the monster.
Yeah.
I want something that's going to look real, it's going to feel real, and that's not going to be some fake graphics that a student put together.
All right, well then that means we got to make it human. We got to make it some sort of like with makeup and like we need to like make just pale face, some maybe contact colored eyes sort of thing, that sort of, you know, like we can't make some sort of big looming monster.
We can use a lot with makeup and costumes.
Unless you can find like a cosplayer in the local town who really goes all out and is willing to give you like makeups and stuff for free, the less out there you go, the better.
Yeah, we have to come up with something that is conceptually easy to make, easy to wear, and doesn't cost an arm and a leg.
My guess would be then make Varian like almost like a Jekyll and Hyde situation. Make him consuming something or taking something that turns him into this sort of creature, gives him enhanced strength, gives him, you know, so you don't have to make a, you know, some lumbering guy in a paper mache suit running around, you know, and you can, that way you can have the character maybe in the town as a normal person, but then you change the character drastically so you can see that there is a direct change. Because otherwise, if you just have a person with like makeup on, it'd be like, okay, he looks a little different, but you know, he's still a person. But if you see the person in the outside world first, and then you see them as the monster.
If the story revolves around a monster, well, we got to do something. That's just the story saying we have to do
questions we need to answer. What is the monster doing? You know, is he killing for the kill? Is he taking organs for some sick experiment? Is he, you know, is this some sort of thing where he's taken this, you know, potion or whatever, and now he's, like, developed an addiction for it? Like, he's gone, is he just a serial killer who is using this monster form that he's created in order to get his kicks off? You know, like, what is his psychosis? You know, like, that I think that's the main question, because you gotta have the crew find out, because otherwise he's just a guy killing people for no reason. Right. You know, like, if he's sick in the head, that's a reason. If he's doing it for some undead sorcery thing he's working on, that's a reason. If he's trying to bring back a wife or something that he loved and he's harvesting organs in order to bring it back because he's deranged in the head and he can't understand how this is working, is just stuffing a corpse with organs. You know, like what is he doing, sort of thing. The answer. And also, are you killing any of these characters off?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, is like that would be the best way to get the characters to go from no, we're out to no, we're staying. You know, like to get one of them killed by this monster, and now it's personal. You know, it wasn't first. It was just like, oh hey, here's a monster, but now one of you is dead, and we are going to make this monster pay.
How do we bring it to a place where it's like by the end there's trained warriors, archers, whatever, axe throwing people, and they're all like warriors.
Like of the group or just the whole town?
Of the group, I think, but like in some ways we have to show. So here's what I was thinking of a closing shot. I was going to have the village, the Ukrainian village, and you can rent it for $150 an hour.
Really?
Yeah. And they know about people they've said there's been people that have filmed there. Never a film. Like it's always just documentary. But like I thought, one of the characters could be starting a new life, and I don't think we get a horse or anything, but maybe they're walking through the village and we have an overhead shot, and it'll be like they're starting a new life, and we see this, the darkness has kind of gone away. We don't see this dark place anymore. It's kind of, the light is now being shone, and the curse is being kind of lifted over this land, and they're finally seeing promise and growth, and the village is happy and stuff like that, and then that's the closing shot. A villain should be a motivator for the heroes, and I thought, wouldn't it be cool, so bear with me here, to build an entire set of a medieval house that someone like an actor can go open the door and go inside, and it can be hollow in the center, but it has to look like it's livable from the outside. So it's got the stucco, just like medieval stucco had, where it's all white, and the ground arches, and then the straw, you could do straw roof or something like that. And I thought, what if at one point the villain makes such a statement and he burns one of them down, and then we have this shot.
What do you have? What building are you gonna burn down?
Well, it would have to be a controlled fire. We'd have to do it here, out in the field. We'd have to have like firefighters there on standby.
Chris, you're not a movie company. They're not
and
gonna
then
do that for
burn it to the ground. And the shot that I want to see is a guy picking up an axe, and it's on fire, and he's on his way to get his revenge.
Who's that?
One of the characters has to rise to the occasion.
I guess that could be like Mordecai, like in a reason why he's like so torn up because he never found the monster that killed his family or something.
Yeah, and he's on his way, and we see the fire in the background, and I thought, if they see that, and they see that thing burnt to the ground, they're going to say, okay, where did he get the money? Well, it's not for what they say, but it would be a huge thing that no one would expect a short filmmaker to do. A house to burn to the ground. And it would make a statement like, oh man, this just got real. Now their livelihood is on the line. How many zeros is that? 1 million?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 is 1 million.
Now it's 1 million.
Okay, but it could be done.
You have a house to burn?
It's a set to burn. You're
So you
thinking
have to
about this all wrong.
You have to build a house. That's lumber.
Yeah.
That's windows.
Medieval windows, mind
Oh, that makes it cheaper.
you.
I guess, yeah, they probably don't have glass, just openings. Okay. But still, it's a lot of lumber.
But the thing is, I work in a construction
Oh,
company.
so you're gonna steal.
They throw so much wood out, I could just use scraps. Problem is, I need a truck all the time to take the wood with me and store it somewhere.
You can't stuff it in your overalls.
I can't stuff it in my Impala car.
No, you cannot. Okay, well, that's a lot of
Okay.
stuff.
Well, I think that wraps it about up.
Well, what would you call this movie? Not that you have to stick to this title, but Myths of Drakewood.
Yeah, people might get confused by what's Drakewood. I've never heard of that.
Yeah,
Because it's not based on a book. It's an original thing.
yeah.
But it would be sweet if we could
Well,
use
myths
the word
makes it sound like plural, like there's more than one.
Oh, a myth from the
Yeah,
town.
myth, yeah, I was just saying, you could just don't go myths.
Okay.
You know, just go the myth of the myth of Drakewood would be better. Like, I'm not saying you need to call it Drakewood, but I was just saying, like, when you wouldn't say myths of Drakewood, because that sounds like an anthology thing where a bunch of different things are going to happen.
Well, they're already, by the end of this, they're already going to think there's going to be a sequel.
Right, but you would call it the myth of Drakewood.
Okay, and that's
great
brings us to a wrap. Thanks for joining us.
Let me put in the comments below if you would see this movie and what you would add, like what changes you would add to some characters and stuff like that. Who would you kill off and how would you kill them?